Good afternoon. I'm Jonah Cummings from the CNY Lyme and Tick-Borne Disease Alliance. And for this Lyme story, I'm here today with Misty Rangel. Thanks for joining me today, Misty.
Thanks for having me.
So you were somewhat recently diagnosed with Lyme disease and began treatment this past July. How long did it take to get that diagnosis?
It took about 6 years to get diagnosed.
And in those 6 years, which is a commonality between a lot of people I've spoken to, that's a lot of uncertainty. So what motivated you to continue pursuing answers about your
Honestly, faith. I just knew that one day I was going to get my answer. I wasn't gonna quit until I got it, and I was gonna die trying.
So now that you've begun treatment, what kinds of treatment protocols have you tried so far? And have you felt that you've made any solid progress?
Yeah, I'm currently on something called Rife frequency. It actually destroys the structure of the Lyme bacteria without destroying any surrounding cells. It's amazing. I've been having really good results with it. I was walking with a cane about 2 months ago, and right now I'm not walking with it anymore because of the treatments. I do that as well as some supplements with herbal supplements, and those together with the right frequency have been working really well.
And in those 6 years, when you were looking for a diagnosis, what kinds of different things would doctors tell you that you were suffering with?
Oh my gosh, so many different things. Endometriosis, just severe migraines, hypoglycemia, Cushing's disease was one of them. We did an MRI because they were for sure convinced that I had Cushing's disease, and they didn't find anything. So at that point, they're at a loss.
And so what was the tipping point that finally brought you to a Lyme disease diagnosis?
Yeah. So last year, before the pandemic hit, I was hit really hard with mono, a bad case of mono, and I ended up in the ER twice. And they were running all my blood tests. Everything came back normal. They just said, go home, get rest. And at that point, I was seeing also a homeopathic doctor. And because of my faith, I'm also a truly devout Catholic. And I was following a devout Catholic on Instagram who was also a Lyme patient. She kind of disclosed the fact that she had these symptoms going on for years because of her Lyme disease. And it kind of sounded like the things that I was going through. And I'd never been tested for Lyme. I never really heard of it before. And so I kind of brought my suspicion to my homeopathic doctor. And it kind of clicked for her because she's very familiar with Lyme. And with my case, I'm the prime example of even so your doctors can be kind of deceived when it comes to it because when I was working with her, I was getting treated for other things and my symptoms were kind of going away. And so she didn't really put two and two together until my mono started to spiral. And that's when she was like, oh my gosh, like I was treating you for symptoms, but never the source. And so once that came about, we ended up running the test and it confirmed the fact that I had Lyme disease.
Especially, it must have been a big relief after all those years.
Oh yeah, it was the best day of my life. I cried. And it was the day before my birthday, actually. Yeah.
So what advice would you have for somebody, because there's a lot of people in the same exact position that are going through years and they're not sure? What advice do you have for those people that are really suffering and have no idea what's going on with them?
I would say first test for Lyme. Make that be your first suspicion and you try to get the answer. I know the test is extremely expensive. It's not covered by insurance, but it's better to know. And then it's process of elimination from there. But with me, we were testing everything under the sun except for Lyme. And that's usually the case when it comes to these with everyone is they keep having health issues over and over again and they don't know why. Well, usually when they run the Lyme test, it comes back confirming that that's why.
Exactly. Well, it's so great to hear that you're now on the right track. And
Thank you.
although we both know it's a long road, you are on the path to healing, and that is all that matters. But thank you so much for sharing your story and your advice.
Oh, for sure. Thank you for having me.